If your whiskey cocktails taste flat, watery, or like something went slightly wrong, but you can't explain it, this is probably why. And no, it's not the whiskey. So there's a belief that buying better whiskey automatically fixes your cocktails. It doesn't. That would be really convenient, but this is usually the issue. Today, we're going to use an old-fashioned to prove this, because everyone thinks they know how to make one, and because nothing exposes bad technique faster than a drink with 4 ingredients and 0 forgiveness. Well, maybe a drink with only 2 or 3 ingredients, but you get the point. This drink doesn't hide anything. So, this is how most people make it, at least a fairly standard version of an old-fashioned. No bad ingredients. 2 ounces of rye, a 1/4 ounce of demerara syrup, one dash of Angostura bitters, and 1 dash of orange bitters. No weird shortcuts. And this is where things quietly stop working. I'm adding normal freezer ice to the mixing glass. I'm going to stir this for about 25 to 30 seconds. Now strain into a rocks glass with the same type of normal freezer ice. Now let's give this a taste and see what we've made. Cheers. Okay, so it's not terrible, but it's thin and a little unfocused. It doesn't know what it's trying to be because the structure has collapsed. Here's what happened. Normal freezer ice melts quickly. That means you get water before you get balance. It gets the drink cold quickly, and cold is good, but too much water is not. What you want is chilling without drowning the drink. You do need some dilution, but not too much, because that's not good either. Let's see if we can fix this. So same whiskey, same recipe, one change. This is the change. I'm going to use some smaller sphere ice in the mixing glass and a large sphere in the rocks glass. And here's a pro tip. Put the sphere in your rocks glass before you start making the drink to let it temper. I'll explain why this is important in a minute. Once again, 2 ounces of whiskey, a 1/4 ounce of demerara syrup, a dash of Angostura bitters, and a dash of orange bitters. Now add the small sphere ice and stir for 25 to 30 seconds, same as last time. The small sphere ice chills a bit more slowly, but it also melts more slowly due to less surface area than the normal freezer ice. This gives you time. You're not guessing, you're deciding. The reason you temper it is it keeps the ice from cracking and therefore keeps the surface area intact. Plus, it just looks much better. I'll strain this into a rocks glass over a large sphere of ice. Now let's give this a taste and see if we can detect a difference. Cheers, y'all. Yeah, that's better. Now the whiskey has presence. The sweetness is defined and the bitterness supports instead of fights. This is the drink you were trying to make. The drink has structure now, and that's really the difference. This is why the signature cocktails, along with the many other cocktails on this channel, are built the way they are. Drinks like the double standard only work when dilution is intentional. This isn't about being complicated, It's about not rushing something that doesn't need to be rushed. A lot of things fall apart when we hurry them. Cocktails, weekends, decisions we make at late night. Slow down. Let the drink get where it's going. Now, you might be wondering why I don't just use a large sphere ice in the mixing glass too. For most home bartenders, it's just not very practical. Large sphere ice takes a long time to make, and buying it gets expensive. Suddenly, you're planning your cocktail 3 days in advance. Now, I did just get a sphere ice maker from ecozy, so that might change things, but I still need to experiment with it. It may absolutely earn its keep in a rocks glass though. What I've landed on is a pretty comfortable middle ground. Smaller sphere ice in the mixing glass and large sphere ice in drinks like an old fashioned. The combination gives me a lot of control and consistently solid results. By the way, if you're a foodie like me, you already know this, we eat with our eyes first. Presentation somehow makes things taste better. It probably shouldn't, but it does. If this helped you, consider subscribing. If you found this episode interesting, I've got a full barware series coming out soon, including an entire episode dedicated just to ice, along with all the other tools that actually matter for making great cocktails at home. Make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss anything. New cocktail episodes drop every Friday, and the new barware series episodes will come out on Wednesdays. Next week, I'm going to show you how to get 3 very different drinks out of one bottle. This is Whiskey Therapy. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
When the glass runs low and the night runs deep, we're still pouring truth we don't gotta keep. From the burn to the buzz to